Welcome to JG's Fight Talk, and I've got with me Morgan Ansell. How you doing, Morgan? You all right?
Hi, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, really good, really good. Busy as always. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Spent lots of time training over lockdown. We've just started a Zoom class, my uni boxing squad, and it's been so nice just to box with real people again, even if it's virtual like this. And you forget how much boxing with other people actually brings you along and helps, because it is an individual sport, but you can't spar alone, you can't train alone. And I think that's something over lockdown that we've all really been missing. So it's been brilliant to get back in, really.
Yeah, it's good to have something to focus on, especially at the moment, for your mental state of mind, but also just to keep you fit as well, especially as the gyms are shut and all that sort of thing. So it's good to, be occupied with something, isn't it? Especially something you love.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's hard being locked in. None of us could have prepared for this. None of us ever saw this coming. And even when you're training on your own, you can go for a run and you're going, oh, that was really hard. I really pushed myself there. When you've got a coach in front of you on Zoom, going, Morgan, pick your guard up, move your head, do this, do that. And you come out and you go, that was the best session I've done all lockdown. Purely because you got people around you, you've got encouragement, and you've got someone giving that time to you and going, look, do this, do that, seeing things you don't see yourself. So
No, it's. I always found that I've only boxed doing sort of white collar, but when you have someone when you're training up towards it, you've got someone absolutely shouting and screaming at you. There's nothing more that gets you going to sort you out. Because in my opinion, I need a boot up the backside. So when you've got that support as well, it makes a massive difference, doesn't it?
yeah, definitely. And with the whole individual team sport thing, I always argue that boxing is a team sport. I mean, my gym at home, the nationals are spread throughout the year, and you've got the schools all the way up to the elites, all different weights, all different genders, and we are all literally competing at different times throughout the calendar year. But when it's my time to compete, there are boxers sparring in a different style to help me, or they're all coming together so that I can do a 3-minute round, but it's cutting down on their training just so they can help me. But when it's their turn, they can bet I'll be doing it for them. So it's a whole community of everyone helping each other at different times throughout the year when they need it.
Yeah, no, definitely. But before we get into all that, let's go right back to when Morgan was little. Well, I say little, you're still little.
I'm still.
But go back to when you were younger. When did boxing sort of come into your life? When did it all start happening for you?
Okay, so wind it all the way back. London 2012.
It's not that long ago. It's not that long ago.
Not that long, but feels quite a long time, nearly half my life, which is scary. Wind it back to London 2012 Olympics. And my dad is an England supporter of everything. If England are playing Tiddlywinks, it's on the TV and we're cheering. So we watched literally every single event. And I'm not sure if you know, London 2012 Olympics was the first Olympic Games girls were allowed to compete in, which is massive. And I saw Nicola Adams on TV, and she was little and she was boxing away, and I just took an interest. And I watched her right the way through to the final where she won her gold medal. I looked at my dad, I went, oh, I'll do that. Guess what? I said, I am going to do that. He goes, right, okay. And I didn't let it go. The next week, said, Dad, can you find me a boxing gym? I goes, what? I said, can you find me a boxing gym? But I want a backstreet, spit and sawdust, proper boxing gym. He goes, right, okay. So Dad goes, Turpin's, Leamington Spa, which is around the corner from me. I'm in Rugby. And he found Cleary's boxing gym. I don't know if have you heard of Brendan Ingle?
Yeah. Well, yeah, 100%, yeah.
The Brendan Ingalls footwork system, the pattern on the floor, the only other gym in the country that has that is Cleary's Boxing Gym in Leamington Spa. So there I go, little old me, dressed in pink, struts up the stairs, and the coach goes, "We don't take girls here." I said, "Why not?" And the phrase that came out of my mouth was, "I'm not a girl, I'm a boxer." And I goes, "Know what? Fair play, in you come, stick some gloves on, spar that kid." So went in this gym and I sparred this lad.
That was on your first day. You literally walked in, and he turned around and said, "Get in the gym and spar that kid."
Yeah, so there's patterns on the floor. So right. I'm looking at these patterns, watching all these boxers doing all kinds of funky footwork. And he goes, "Just walk across the patterns and get in that ring." Granted, we body spar at our gym to limit like brain, whatever. So I get in the gym, I get in the ring, put some gloves on that are like, they don't even match and they're completely dead. And I body spar this kid and I'm just bouncing off the ropes, running away like, what is this? And then I get out the ring after literally a few minutes and he goes, "Right, go home." Okay, got in the car and Dad's going, "We're never doing that again." Drive the half an hour home. And the training session then was on Tuesday and Thursday. Didn't say anything on the Wednesday. I woke up on the Thursday and, "Right, Dad, we're going to boxing." He goes, "You're going to boxing?" I said, "Yes." He goes, "Do you not remember what you made you do?" I said, "Yes, but you try everything twice. Give everything 2 shots." So, right, okay. So there I go, all pink, strutting up the stairs. And Edwin goes, "You're back?" I said, "Yeah, I'm back." And he goes, "Now I'm going to teach you to box." And he taught me the patterns on the floor. He told me I could go Monday to Friday, 3 hours a day, every single time. And since that day, I was a boxer, not a girl in the gym. And that initiation of, you're not going to do anything, but if you come back, I'll teach you. And he held that with every single boxer, regardless of gender, background, whatever. He would treat it like it was the worst boxing gym ever. If you came back, he'd teach you to box. And that resilience is what kept me in that gym and kept me training every day. And I spar whoever. And when he goes, they go, "I don't want to punch a girl." He goes, "She's not a girl, she's a boxer." She said it day one. And every day, I still have that. I'm going to be in the Olympics one day. I'm going to go and I'm going to box for GB. And that is what keeps me there every day. That's what still keeps me there nearly 8 years later. And that's how it all started and how it's continuing, really.
So moving on from there, so after those sort of first 2 sessions, where did you move on to following that?
Okay, so those first few sessions, then I continued and I sparred the boys, and then I had my head guard on. I did my first set of head sparring, and then it came. So I started in the summer, and then it came around to the January. My coach goes, "Right, championships are starting." I said, "Okay," and the championships have got like 2 years in them for children. So when I did it, it was the 2000s and the 2001s. So obviously I was the youngest in the age category. They also did a 2001 only category, which is called cadets. If you did that, you didn't get a bout, you only won a medal, and you didn't get a shot at England. But obviously it's easier, smaller pool, you're all the same age.
Yeah.
And we sat down, and I had never had a competitive bout in my life. And he goes, "To enter this, you need 2 bouts." So I got 2 bouts on the home show. What's really poignant is the first girl I boxed. Oh, actually, I did a skills bout. I did a skills bout. I did a skills bout with a girl called Simran Kaur. And she has just left GB and she won numerous European silver medals. She was up there. She was a brilliant girl. She was my first skills bout, just to kind of set the tone. And then my very first actual bout was with a girl called Caitlin Cromie. And she is now, like I am, achieving the things I am, but for Team Wales. And then another girl from Willenhall in Coventry. And everyone goes, "Right, we're going to enter the championships." Said, right, okay, assuming I'm going to be put in 2001 because I've got no experience. Because the 2000 to 2001, if there was a European champion in there, I was boxing her. There's no differential in there. And he goes, no, we don't enter half-heartedly. We're going to enter the elites. We're going to enter the full one. I went, right, okay, there I go, pink vest and my shorts on. And I find myself in the national final. I'm going, right, okay, this is a bit scary. Don't even know what to do when I'm entering the ring yet. It's all new. And I boxed this girl and it was close. It was really close. Her name's JC Birch. And I didn't know that it's going to be me and JC all the way up right till today. So it was me and JC Birch in this final, and it was a split decision. I stormed the first round, she stormed the middle round, and the last round, which isn't my style, was literally toe to toe like this. And I won. And they raised my hand in the air and they went, Morgan Ansell. And I was shocked and I went, oh my goodness, like me? It's not her. Like national title after I've had like 2 bouts in like a hall. And that was when I won this.
Here she goes. Here she goes.
She goes. This is where it all started. And after that, because Mum and Dad always said, do you want super fancy shorts like all the pros you see? And I remember saying, I'm not good enough for that. I don't deserve that. I'll just have, we had 1 pair of shorts that we all shared. And I wore that 1 pair of shorts because I had a bout and I thought that was really cool. But I was like, I'm not good enough for that yet. That would be stepping beyond my mark. So I trained and it was ABAs came round again. And I entered and here it was in the final, me and JC. And at this point we were as a duo, we were gaining attention from England boxing. But England boxing only took girls from 46 kilos upwards. And that first national title we got was 44 kilos. So we kind of slipped under the radar. And they had an open talent day before the second national title. And we went up to Sheffield and stayed in the houses that all of the big GB greats stayed in. And we did an assessment to go on to England. We started from scratch, like we hadn't won a thing because we slipped under. So we had to go in like the side door. And I remember it was a lot like when I went to Cleary's. So they put us on a big running track at the Institute of Sport, the indoor one. And they said, right, you're going to do 5 laps as fast as you can, kilometre as fast as you can. The boys' time is 3 minutes 50, but the girls don't really have a time. I thought, right, okay. And I thought, well, if it's 3 minutes 50, I'm going to get 3 minutes 50. So I remember Dad saying, because I've never been a runner, and he said, when it's a long distance thing, you don't want to be the guy at the front, you want to be just behind so you can go. I thought, right, okay. So I set off and they say, go, and I start running, and there's like 10 meters behind me and then everyone else. Thinking, Dad told me not to do this. Hey ho, it's happened now. So I'm running away. And I get to the end and I came first. JC sprinted at the end. I'm not a sprinter. And she was here just behind me. And we were the 2 front runners and everyone else was in the pack at the back. And we made 3 minutes 50. And they went, right, do a little cool down, stretch yourselves off, have a drink. 5 minutes later, they went, okay, you're doing it again. And I thought, oh, I've been doing 1. And everyone had given it everything because we were told we were doing 1. They full blown went for a full on cool down with us and they went, you're doing it again now. I thought, right, okay. And they said, I didn't know the times at this point. And they said, for those of you that have beaten the time and made it in the top 3, if you don't beat your time this time, you're out. So, right, okay, run like Billy O again. Let's try and be second in the pack. So I go, 10 meters between me and all the other ones. And I'm thinking, Dad's not going to be happy. He's sat, and what if I'm doing this all wrong and I'm too slow? And it gets to the end and we sprint, and me and JC like this, and the pack's behind us. And we'd beaten our original time by 12 seconds. And we called down and we did whatever we did. And then they rang and they said, you're going to be on the England talent pathway.
How did you feel? How did you feel?
Emotional. Very, very emotional. And every time I put this top on, it makes me emotional. I think, wow. And every time I put that England strip on and they go, in the red corner, representing England, I'm like, wow, like England, like me. And it's just the biggest sense of pride in the world to be able to have that badge on my chest and call it mine, or to have a vest on that's got ENG on the back. Like, that is amazing to me. And it signifies all the hard work I put in to get there.
You deserve it. You've got to remember that. You've worked hard. You put the work in down at the gym. You show that, persistence and determination, and you deserve to have, England written on the back, because that's what you've put into it.
Yeah.
And like we were saying before we came on, you thought I wasn't going to say it, but it's one of those where you've got to start. There's levels, isn't there? Like we were saying, you get the cocky people, you get confident people, and then you get the people that have the ability, but they just need to believe in themselves that little bit more. And you're kind of sat in between the two, aren't you, at the moment?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And
it comes with
always
time.
and I want to say that I like the skills to talk for themselves. If someone looks at me in the ring and goes, wow, she's really something, win or lose, if I'm really skilled as a boxer, you can appreciate that, and I'd like that to do the talking for me. But I really struggled with having belief in myself in the start. So I had these shorts that everyone had, and I didn't want customized shorts because I didn't believe I was good enough for them. Then I went to second nationals and I was boxing JC again in the final, and it was a lot closer this time. We both got England vests on at this point, and split decision, 3-2 as normal, and I got the nod again. I thought, wow, okay. I was very tentative about it, and my brother-in-law was a digital designer at the time, and he goes, I'll design you some shorts. I remember him saying, we're going to put funky names on your shorts, like the pro boxer, the organ grinder. He thought it was brilliant. He goes, we can call you the Morgan grinder. I was going, no, just Morgan, just my name. Nothing flashy, but I did want sparkly bits, obviously, sparkly bits. But I got those shorts, and it took me until I was boxing in the youths, and the girls I was against, I'd never had to box semi-final, final on the Saturday, then the Sunday, and make weight on the Saturday and the Sunday, which was the step up and the first time I'd ever done 3-minute rounds. And the girl I had to box on the Saturday was called Savannah Stubley. And I knew her well. I'd shared a room with her. We were on England together. But she had had more international experience than I had had bouts in my life, ever. And then the girl on the next day, because we always enter the full nationals, the girl on the next day was 18 and stronger than me, been boxing way longer than me. And I was like out of my depth here. And I weighed in. I remember saying to my dad, I had Savannah first to get through to the final with Kira Carter, who's just turned pro, who was in the next round. And I said to Dad, I am going out in this bout not to get stopped and make a fool of myself. It's not about the bout. I just don't want to get stopped. And this girl is a come forward fighter. She moves her head really well, just plows through people. And she's a switcher, which makes the whole thing so hard. And at England camps, I always perform a lot better when I box and the pressure's on than how I spar. Whereas some people are the opposite. The pressure gets too much and they perform better in the gym than they do on the day. And when it was in the gym, you could flip a coin. It could go either way, who controlled the spar. So I got in this ring and they called my name. I'm thinking, I've got a lot of friends and family here. I really don't want to count. If I can get through this, get through was the phrase I used, without a count, it's a win. And I'm proud of myself because I did it and I got in, and that's brave. And I remember the first round, she came out, and I remember her coach said to her once, if she doesn't know what to do, she'll switch stance because southpaws confuse people. So if whatever you're doing doesn't work, switch as a last resort. And she switched in the first round. I thought to myself, wait a minute, if she's switched, I'm becoming a problem. But you can do this. And I got to the second round and I caught her with a jab and her head went like that. And I thought, oh my God, her head went, keep going, keep going, keep going. Chased her white corner to white corner and her head was going like this. And I could hear her corner and her family going, Savannah, what are you doing? I was thinking, I could do this. This could be it. And they went, unanimous decision. And I thought, oh, okay, unanimous decision. Didn't get a count, boxed out my skin. That's good enough for me. And my hand went in the air. I thought, no. And she's hanging her head. She wasn't arguing. And I was thinking, okay. Like, we won that unanimously. It was clear. And my mum and dad had given it some. And I was like, yes. And I went home that night. Thought, you beat her, you can beat anybody. You can beat anybody. And even England that day. And there were people in the crowd watching me, waiting for me to get counted and my face to explode and waiting to laugh at me and watch me fail. And I beat her and I went in the next day like, yeah, you're not her. Like, that's cool. And I went on and I beat Kira Carter with a unanimous decision. And Kira Carter is one of the nicest girls. And she hugged me and she goes, you absolutely smashed that. You deserve this moment. And I got this one. And this is my most prized possession. This means the world to me. And actually, this to me symbolizes when nobody believes you can do it, even yourself. Yes, you can. And actually, if you're in, you're in for a chance. You buy a lottery ticket, you could win. And actually, you put yourself in there and you put the work in, and you can 100% be the person that wins that bout. Who can tell you that you can't do it? And from that day, I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter what anyone thinks of me, what anyone thinks about what other people have done. I know how hard I've trained because I've done it. No one else does. So actually, you go into that bout not worrying about what they're doing, what they could do, what they couldn't do. Go in knowing what you've done and what you're capable of doing, and you can do anything. And from that day, that's where I had the self-confidence in myself to go, actually, of course you can. Who cares what her name is and where she's been and what she's done? You're Morgan Ansell, and you work hard, and you've beaten X, Y, Z. So of course you can. Why not?
Yeah, no, definitely. So you've gone from there, Morgan. What's next for Morgan Ansell?
Okay, so I started uni and I moved away from home, and it was the first ever senior ABAs with real full-grown women I was going to be able to box. And the weigh-in was the day we went into lockdown in March. So now, by the time competitions are all up and running, it's me. There's no age categories, no bands. You're all boxing each other. So that's my next thing, really, to put myself out there as a senior and make myself a name amongst the senior boxers, and actually not be someone they see on the draw sheet and go, I don't know who that is from rugby. Who's that? Whereas actually going, okay, well, we're on the opposite side of the draw to her, so we might meet her somewhere along the line. So my next thing is to get myself out there as a senior boxer and hopefully get some international experience as a senior boxer, which should really put me out there for GB and beyond, which is the plan.
Well, I wish you all the best, Morgan. I honestly do. I think you've got it in you. You've got that drive. You've got that. You're starting to believe in yourself, and to have all those ingredients already. You can only push on and put yourself in a good position moving forward. Down the road you could turn pro, see how things go. Who in the world of boxing do you look at now and think, yeah, they're special, sort of male or female? Who do you sort of look at?
Okay, so I remember this one as well. This one's got a story. I showed up for the first three nations, which is England, Scotland, Wales. So after you win the nationals, you then get an international opportunity, if you like. And I showed up with my suitcase in my bright pink Adidas tracksuit in me style.
There's a running theme here. There's a running theme.
Oh, I love the pink. This room used to be pink carpet, everything. And Amanda Coulson, the head of England Boxing, reads out this list and goes, "This is who you're sharing your room with in Travelodge," with my little suitcase. And she goes, "Morgan, you're with Caroline." And I just went silent. I was like, "Caroline? Never met Caroline. This would be cool. Make a new friend called Caroline." Caroline Dubois is her name. Daniel Dubois' little sister.
Right.
And I shared a room with her, and I remember we're lying on a bed, well, separate beds, and I go, "So how many bouts you had?" 22. "How many you won?" 22. I said, no. How many bouts have you won? "Yeah, 22. So you've never lost a bout in your life?" "No." And to this day, she's gone to the Youth Olympic Games, never won a bout in her life. And I was just sat there in Travelodge, didn't have a clue who she was. And I was just meeting her as Caroline, the boxer who's boxing with me. And she's a massive name. She's going to make the Olympic Games.
Yeah.
And she's boxing for GB at the moment. And actually, she's such a lovely girl. And she's so down to earth, and she's quiet and not at all what you expect her to be. And she's got a weird style. She doesn't fit into the conventional England boxer. She is Caroline, and she does what she does.
Yeah.
And actually, I think she's going to be, in the boxing world, she's a massive name. I think she's about to become a household name, which is exciting. And as a friend, that's amazing to me. And I'm really proud to know her and to have shared a room with her, which I think is amazing.
No, that's really lovely, because there's a lot of people out there who would just turn around and go, yeah, the Katie Taylors, the Savannah Marshalls, and I'm sure you look at them and think, wow, what an achievement for ladies. But when you pick someone that you've shared a room with and you see the potential in that person, I think that's really lovely. For you to pick that person as the first name that you could think of, I think that speaks volume for you as well. So, I think you're going to go really far, and I wish you all the best. And you make sure you come back on when you've won that next title, because
definitely
there's more to come, and people have just got to remember the name. But you get that confidence going, and I think you're going places. You've got the right attitude already. So
thank you.
Yeah, I hope you do really well. Honestly,
thank you so much.
No, it's no problem. And thanks for coming on. You're an absolute star.
Yeah, definitely. I've enjoyed it. I really have.
And you had the chance to show your belts.
I mean, yeah, definitely. I'd just hold them all the time if I could. Sleep with them.
Go shopping, holding them. And
it's funny, actually. My family joke about this top. So the amount of pride I have wearing this top that I've already said. But people joke about it, like going out on dates and going, "Oh, have you got your England top on under your dress?" If I could, I would all the time. I'd never take it off. I think it's brilliant. So it is funny the amount of pride you have. You just want to take them everywhere with you, have them with you all the time, and it's just all the hard work that goes into it. It's more than it could be anything. It could be a 2-penny coin, but it's what that symbolizes to me, which is what brings all the pride, really.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. You know, you remember you've achieved that, so you know that's what it comes down to. You know, you're wearing that top because you deserve to wear that top, and you've got those belts because you deserve them. So yeah,
Thank you.
you keep it up, and
Yeah, definitely, will do.
definitely get back on here and show me that next belt.
Yeah, 100%.
But no, thanks for your time, Morgan. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much. I've loved it.
You take care.
Yeah, and you.
See you soon. Well, Morgan Ansell, she's got so much potential. It's just having that believing in yourself just to get over the line, and you know, she's already proved doubters wrong already in her career, and I think she's going to go on and she's going to go and get more belts, and she's really going to prove herself on that scene. So wish her all the best. And you've been watching JG's Fight Talk, sponsored by Rich's Boxing and my new sponsor, Limitless Creations. So thank you very much.